Greetings, true believers in Magic the Gathering. Travis here from Tpull's Corner during June Evergreen month, our anniversary of putting stuff on YouTube and being Magic content creators. We are doing what we did last time with a little bit of an expanded twist. We're taking the Evergreen terms. In this case, it's going to be First Strike. That's why we are calling the deck Always First. And we're showing you what happens when we overload the deck with a particular strategy, a particular keyword. So if you give your creature First Strike, he gets to deal the damage first, and hopefully you've killed the opposing creature so you don't take any damage back. And there's a couple of different ways you can go about it. In this case, we did a red-white deck, and we put in a bunch of red instants that give the creature First Strike, and that's really what we're trying to do for the most part. There are a couple of other tweaks to this, because we're not just doing this like we did last year. Last year, we really just focused on one mechanic at a time, one Evergreen keyword, and then in the second month, we started combining them. And this year, since it's our second year, we're sort of going to skip over the first month of just focusing only on one keyword, because it's another year. Most of you are not brand new, but even if you are brand new, we think you can handle a couple of concepts. So in this case, for example, Lunar Frenzy. Target creature gets +X/+0. So if I have 4 mana, I can spend 1 red and 3, and he'll get +3 to his power, gains First Strike and Trample. So if I have a 1/1 creature and I make him suddenly a 4/1, and I'm going up against a 2/3 chump blocker, I can kill the creature with my First Strike and still have 1 point left over to still do damage against my opponent. So we're combining a couple of the keywords. We're combining the Evergreen of First Strike and Trample in one card. We've got a couple other cards like Flash, for example. The Flash means we can play it on our opponent's turn. We could cast it anytime, like we could cast any instant, even though it's a Planeswalker. And we've got Indestructible in here. Here we are, Tpull Shield Basher. Whenever Shield Basher attacks, you can pay 1. If you do, it gains Indestructible until end of turn. So if we have enough spare mana, we could save our creatures, make them indestructible, and give them First Strike and Trample, which is a lot of nice little keywords all in one place. We also have one other keyword in one protection card, Beaming of Defiance. We can give our creature +2/+2 and hexproof until end of turn, so they can't be targeted by the opponent's spells. But that's the only copy of hexproof I think I have in here. So let's go through the entire deck real quick. We've got the 1-drops. We have Kindled Fury, gives a target creature +1 and First Strike till end of turn. We have the Lunar Frenzy, of course, that we've gone over, 4 copies of that. The 1 copy of Beaming Defiance is creature protection. We've got Era of Enlightenment from the Kamigawa, the Enchantment Saga. Scry 2, then you gain 2 life the next turn, and the third turn it comes back as a 2/2 First Striker, so there's actually a creature with First Strike. We have 1 copy of Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, who has First Strike. She's only a 2/1, but non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast, so if they're not paying attention, their spells will fizzle. Or they just won't be able to cast them, rather. We have 4 copies of Thunderous Orator, 2/2 with Vigilance, meaning they don't tap when they attack. So, sorry, I have yet another Evergreen term in here. The cool thing about Thunderous Orator is when he attacks, he gains the abilities of other creatures. So if you time it right, and the way that the attack begins, if I have him attack with Tpull Shield Basher, I can pay 1, give Shield Basher Indestructible, and then Thunderous Orator copies that Indestructible. So my key is I don't have a lot of creatures here. I only have 12 creatures in the whole deck, so it's going to be very important to protect them and keep them alive in order for my First Strike to have any effect. So I've got things like Indestructible to keep them alive, and that 1 copy of Hexproof to keep them alive. Next, 3 copies of Stolen Vitality. This one's good on defense too. I can just give them +3/+1 if they're attacking, and give them Trample. Otherwise, if they're on defense, they gain First Strike until end of turn. So this is sort of to just keep your defensive line surviving and protect you from damage to the face. 1 copy of Sudden Breakthrough. The target creature gets +2 and First Strike, and you create a creature token. That's from the Strixhaven expansion. And this is 1 copy of that card just in case I need that treasure to help me with my mana. 3 copies of Sure Strike from Innistrad, because we get +3 and First Strike. To deal with enchantments, hopefully, or if I need it, removal for creatures. I can destroy target or enchantment. Necessary in Kamigawa environment for sure. 2 copies of the legendary creature Sigrid, God Favored. She comes down, and you can exile 1 target attacking or blocking creature until the creature leaves the battlefield. This is another one with Flash, like the Planeswalker. Vampire's Vengeance. This is one more removal spell, but this is for like the 1/1 swarm creatures in case we come up against them. It deals 2 damage to each non-vampire creature. So if we do come up against vampires, we might be at a disadvantage. Equipped creature here with the Quick Draw Dagger, they get +1/+1, but this also has flash, so when it enters the battlefield, I can attach it to a target creature I control, and that creature gains first strike until end of turn. Now the problem is the equipped creature will always get +1/+1, but the first strike only works when it first enters into the battlefield, so keep that in mind. Okay, the Shield Bashers, we cover those. You pay 1 when you attack, and if you do, it gains Indestructible. We've got 1 Grandmaster of Flowers. His +1 ability is target creature without first strike can't attack or block until your next turn. So we're working with a first strike deck. We're going to penalize anybody who doesn't. And Wandering Emperor, her +1 is to add a +1 counter onto 1 target creature, and it gains first strike until end of turn. So if we don't have enough spare mana to pump up Lunar Frenzy or one of our others, if we've tapped out, just before we attack, we can still get a first strike combo going between Wandering Emperor and one of our creatures. Okay, the high costing stuff. From New Capenna, Ballroom Brawlers. Say that 3 times fast. When they attack, this warrior and up to 1 other target creature gain your choice of first strike or lifelink. And so lifelink is yet another evergreen term, right? So what do we all got in here? So you see this is a lot different from a year ago when we just did just packed a whole bunch of first strike into our deck. We got first strike, we got trample, we got lifelink, we got flash, we got hexproof, we got indestructible. It's just awesome. But we'll try and stick with the theme of first strike when we can, but if it makes sense to give them lifelink instead, we will. We've got by invitation only, a board wipe. Choose a number between 0 and 13. Each player sacrifices that many creatures. So we might lose some of our own creatures, but if we're going to be overwhelmed, this is kind of last ditch effort. And then 2 more board wipes with 2 Doom Scars. And again, that's because we don't have a lot of creatures, and we're going up against a lot of stuff in the early games, the first 3-4 rounds of a match, that we could easily find ourselves against a bunch of fast, quick creatures. And so maybe if we get one of these 3 board wipes and we have enough mana to spend it in the early game, we can survive. Okay, but we're still overwhelmingly focused on first strike, right? We've got, how many do we have? 2, 6, 9, 10, 13 spells instants that cast first strike. So we are all in on that. Plus we've got Brawlers can give it, Wandering Emperor can give it, Quick Draw Dagger can give it once, and the Air of Enlightenment, the Hand of Enlightenment creature, has it automatically. And if he has it, that means all of our Thunderous Orators will have it as well. It's kind of cool. Alright, so this is why the trick with Thunderous Orator is you might want to give and cast some of these first strike things before you attack, if you have some attacking Thunderous Orators too, because that'll make sure they have it before the attack. If not, they won't have it, they'll just have the Vigilance, but you could give it as a surprise on another creature and maybe kill whatever's opposing them. So choices to be made, but we're gonna experiment with this deck, see how it does. And so if you like it, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. And here we go. Okay, we've got land, we've got creatures, we've got removal, we've got our first strike combo. Technically, this should be one of the best opening hands we could ask for, right? And our opponent had to mulligan. Not good for you, allegedly. They're just gonna wait. So are we. I want them to show their hand. Too easy for them to have a Jwari Disruption or something. So we'll go ahead and do something now. Something small. No counterspell. That changes things, doesn't it? All I really need for this deck usually is 6 mana. Like 4 to put down a Shield Basher, and 2 to give him hexproof on the rest of my turn or my opponent's turn. Okay, what do I want to do? Let's do this. Who's tapped out? Could have removal, but you always have to worry about the counter spells when you see blue. So when they're tapped out, that usually is the best time to do something. You should let expose yourself to be tapped out, but can't be helped. Okay, this is the Fireworks deck. Does he get indestructible? If I pay that first... Okay, because I paid that first, he gets the indestructible too. That is beautiful. And then I still have enough to use hexproof if I need it. This is where timing of your effects is really important. If I had the Thunder's Orator effect do his ability first before I paid that, he wouldn't get the indestructible. So timing is key on these two. Sorcery, not an instant, so I can't do anything against that there. So the Flyers are going to be having a fun old time with us. I wanted more land, but let's take out the Giant. And we're going to attack again. So remember, this takes place first, so it's got to be on the right. We're going to auto-pay for that, so he's indestructible. He'll block with the Pledge Mage again, which is fine. Our guy has Vigilance. No harm, no foul. I just need one more white mana. I'm not too concerned with his spells and pumping up the Mystic Wizard, because we should have him beat this way. He might have another creature to put down. Looks like he's trying to do something about my Shield Basher. Fireworks is a fun deck. It's one of the pre-made decks that they gave you. Wizards of the Coast made it for us. It doesn't have the newer, it doesn't have any Innistrad in it. It doesn't have any Kamigawa or New Capenna in it. And so maybe we have the advantage because we got our pick of New Capenna and Kamigawa cards to add in here. It's just got Kaldheim, Zendikar, Strixhaven, you know, all the older ones. Zendikar feels old to me now. It's very strange to think of Strixhaven and Kandahar as the older expansions. But that much time has gone on. And we've been rotating through the sets, putting new sets in, taking old sets out. This is our new normal. And my opponent keeps looking at Estwald here and not doing anything about him. There we go. No blocks. Finally. Okay. Let's take care of this. Exile target tap creature.
My travels. Let me show you.
And we'll
My
hit for an easy
judgment
2 points.
is final.
If he casts a spell, he can come over and kill the Wandering Emperor. But it's kind of a good sign that he's only at 4 mana. It does limit what he can do in a single turn. Okay, what do we want to do? We want to give this guy a counter. And we're keeping our ammo dry to use Beaming Defiance. What is he doing? Return non-land permanent. Is he returning the Planeswalker to my hand? That doesn't stop the effect.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
Did I already have first strike? I thought I already had first strike. I might have messed that up. That was unnecessary, right? Oh well. I had first strike twice. It didn't give me double strike, but we still cleared the board. Now this is kind of cool because he could have a haste attack, and I've got Sigrid ready with the mana, so I can protect my own creature, or I can exile a target attacking creature. Or I could just, if he puts down a cheap one that I don't want to let him increase on, I can use Vampire's Vengeance right away. He might be feeling good because I can't use Wandering Emperor right now. Just don't have the mana. 4. Hexproof won't stop that. Because it's not him targeting my creature, it makes me do it. I have to choose a creature and bring him up to my hand. Hmm. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you know what? We're done. I don't think Fireworks has a counterspell. We've got some room here. Come on. Do you have a response? Or are you just wasting time? Thank you. Was that so hard? I like how everything was going fast when he thought he had the battlefield on his side of the favor. As soon as I start to equalize things, suddenly everything slows to a crawl. Yeah, what color mana do I need? I think I need this. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go ahead and bring down the Thunderous Orator. That's all we need to do. One, two, three. That's a good card. I love that card. I only have one copy of that card right now, I think. I wish I had a whole deck of him. Wish I had 4 of those. Then I could make some fun decks. Into the Royal. How did I know that was going to happen? Okay. You do that, but I get priority here. You can't save the Demolic from being exiled now. Because I operate at flash speed.
And I will protect my people.
Flash is in the Magic term Flash, not the DC Comics Flash. But, you know.
This is what you get for
basically
hurting
the same.
my people.
Basically the same deal. Okay, he's going to get to benefit from the card draw, though, if he does cast that. Are you going to throw the Planeswalker back up again? You don't have enough mana, do you? You just got to do... Okay, so don't get a card draw from that, but he can't throw her back up. And... is he trying to kick it? Oh, there we go. Changed his mind on what he was going to do. Okay, you get the card draw, but you're tapped out, so you're basically tapped out. Alright, for our next trick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Barroom Brawlers.
We've
Done.
got the edge in this fight.
He's already used a couple of his unsummoning tricks on us, as well as one costly Meteor Swarm. My poor Shield Basher. That's okay, I got 3 more Shield Bashers in here somewhere. All we need is a clear attack, and we can start doing our first strike stuff. We've got the combo here, we've got the combo here. Really just need one attacking creature. Even if we didn't have this or this, if I had a second creature down and attacking, we could have that. Okay, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. Just need to be patient, let them... You know, they can sense that the game is turned, I think. And it's taken them a long time to figure things out. But first we're getting rid of the Archmage Emeritus. Thank you. Then we do that. Then we do this.
Remember your training.
Then we attack. Target up to one other creature you control. We both gain first strike at our lifelink. I already have first strike, so I'm going to choose lifelink. Lifelink! That's nice. And then he already has first strike, but this gives me trample too. And he's only got 1 life point, so this gives me 6 points of damage with the trample. That's why I did it that way. He does have another Into the Royal. Oh, the best laid plans. And now I'm tapped out. See, I didn't think he'd have another unsummon that close, because he was running out of cards. That's okay. He's just putting off the inevitable. He's probably going to go after my Emperor now, right? Yep. You know what? You can have her. I know I'm cruel, but you know, it was be sacrificing somebody.
Much to learn.
So we can tell he's got an instant, right? It's probably not holding up priority the whole time. And now I should have enough mana next turn to do anything that I ever feel like doing. What are you trying to do? 5 points of damage? No. That's an expensive spell. You can't afford to attack me, though. Really? Really? Okay. One other creature. We're giving us lifelink. So even if you block him, you can't kill him. And your attack gets undone with my lifelink gain. Brrr. The next turn gets to be really fun. Because I have Cave of the Frost Dragon. 10 lands apiece. Are you serious? Let's just get rid of them now. Silly. Silly man. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Attack! We'll give this guy lifelink. In order to stay alive, he has to block Barroom Brawlers and Cave of the Frost Dragon, otherwise game's over. And he's just gonna take it. First strike takes him out. Well, I forgot I even attacked with Sigrid. There was no way around that. Alright, first strike wins. I'm going up against Lamb Chop? You do not look like a good Lamb Chop, sorry to say. Yeah, well. Sometimes it can be tough to get a creature early on, but we do have cheap ones with the Thunder's Orator, so it's not a problem to actually get one when I have it. Witty Roastmaster. 1 damage to each opponent. We're going to show that we have that, and we're just going to attack and see if he wants to trade. is vigilance, so ta-da! I'm hoping he doesn't have two types of removal at once.
Aid the underprivileged. They may be... We need not fight here.
That guy could be a problem. Hang on. You may cast spells, blah, 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 from snow sources. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3 creatures. And
try to find the good in your heart.
we're going to see how far we can press this. If he wants to attack with both creatures. That's fine. Give him first strike, so you just die anyway right away, even if you come back. Okay. I think we need... Yeah, we'll take a third one of those. We'll pump this guy up, make sure you can't attack. And then we're just going to do this.
Let's talk.
You got to sacrifice all your creatures. He only gets one card from the Morbid Opportunist ability. And if he puts one down, hopefully it's not somebody with haste. Interesting choice. You don't have anything, so you can't attack.
Learn some humility.
You can come down, and we can just start hitting his face. Now he's got indestructible. You can take one of those, that's fine. Don't need them anymore. You're dead next turn. Unless you have an exile card. If you can exile Grandmaster, then you have a chance. It's an exile card, right? Land. That's not going to help you? My turn. Okay, we do this again. You can't block.
Consider the evil within yourself.
We attack. We make him indestructible just to be on the safe side. And we'll give him trample. Just enough to kill him. Couldn't have done it without first strike. Okay, all red mana and all red spells in a red-white deck. The problem is, we might have put too many first strike spells in our deck, right? That's 5 of the 13 first strike spells we have. Oh, never mind, they quit anyway. Okay, we are fighting an inbred seahorse, which seems like it should be an easy win, right? We shall see. I was hoping we'd get a land. This is a good deck to test everything against. Life gain is tough. They can build up their creatures quite quickly. And they've got a spell that can increase their health all of a sudden, so we're going to attack and see if they use it. Because now we have the spare mana, and we have the initiative. Okay. I'm pretty sure no matter what they do, we can beat them next. So he's going to attack with Trelasara, thinking not a problem. We do have a problem with flyers. Okay, and here it would just gain first strike. That's not enough. So we need to give it plus in first strike. And let's see if he's comfortable enough blocking. He is not. We used first strike as a surprise once, so now he's going to be wary of it. Really could use a little more land by now. Can't block that. That's not the land I needed. It's okay. With his flyers, he can do a lot more damage to us than we can to him. Okay, now we really need our 5th land. And it's tapped, which is a problem. Because he has vigilance, so we can't do anything about him. Shoot, what do we do? I guess we just keep on attacking. Give you first strike. And that's all we need to do. Now we're basically hoping that they put down more creatures. This is going to be 7 points of damage. This is going to hurt. Do you have more creatures? Still gets an artifact out of everything. We can power up Cave of the Frost Dragon if we need to defend against someone. Look at them go. And now we've got too much land.
I hope you're ready to move.
Yay!
You're done.
And he's still got somebody. Not cool, man.
I have got.
Alright, we've got to work on the timing of this. Whenever they attack, so they attack and we'll have a chance to bring up a defender. We're going to lose our Cave of the Frost Dragon. But hopefully they'll cancel each other out. Let's see. Oh, wait. Can I do this? Even though I tap him, he still delivers the damage, right? Ah, we saved him. Excellent. Yeah, like those beans. And his last card lets him refill his ammo. Lovely. Alright. Fine.
Remember your training.
I'm hoping he doesn't have anything to get rid of my Planeswalker, but they do have a removal spell. They've got an enchantment that exiles. So, unless I can get one of my spells that gets rid of artifacts, this artifact can mean the death of you. I need at least a second creature. I can give him lifelink. Really? What do I need to do here? Alright.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
4, 5. I guess we're stuck. There's the removal. +1 in first strike. We killed another one. Yes. Alright! Shield Basher! 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's do it.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Kind of depends on what he's going to have. But they don't have haste. He's got the second meat in the tavern. So he's dry. Every time that he's empty of creatures, he gets to go refill his hand of creatures. I think that's they only have this deck only has 2 of these cards, so we're getting close to him going through half of his deck. He's cycling through a little bit faster than me. What do I want to do here? Alright. Even trade. I'm okay with that. Okay, no lands, no lands, no lands. We will take that first. We will do +1. Submit it to nobody.
I have got new moves to teach you.
And we're still using our single Cave of the Frost Dragon as our defense. And he should know that I'm going to do this by now, so I'm not sure why they're still trying. You're going to put that on now, though, aren't you? No? Still not going to do it? Okay. Well, this is cool. Because now...
Not even a meal before battle?
you can't attack or
Take a
block.
moment to consider your actions.
And I feel like I've got
Let
enough to
your
do that.
blade do the talking.
And I'm not going to burn all my mana activating the Frost Dragon. I'm going to let him sit aside. Alright. You can't attack or block. No matter what you do. Haha. And I'm going to pump up my Vigilance guy. And now he's finally realized that no matter how low my life total is, that I've not just equalized the board, but things are now in my favor.
Try to find the good in your heart.
And not even waiting for me to get him under 20, he leaves. That was a good game. Good match. Too bad I didn't get to tell him before he left. Alright, I do want to show you the deck tweak that I did. Because I had 13 first strike cards, and that's just too many. I was getting 5 or 6 in the first hand and nothing else, and that's just too many. So I got rid of a couple of Stolen Vitalities and 1 Kindled Fury, and I filled in the 3 with more direct damage. 1 End the Festivities, just to deal 1 damage to swarms. I added in a Demon Bolt to deal 4 damage to somebody, and a Braid to deal 3 damage to target creature or destroy target artifact. So I had something else against artifacts besides just rip apart. So we will go right into the final match. And yeah, with so few creatures, you know, even if I went down to like 11 first strike cards, that would be 25% of the deck if you take out the lands. Too many modifiers, not enough interactivity with your opponent's deck. So look at that. For a change, we don't have, since we just took out 3 first strike cards, we don't have first strike at the very beginning. We do with our creature, but that's fine. We did mix it up from last year. Instead of just going entirely first strike, you know, here you see we've got hexproof, we've got flash. We are adding in, we're making it a little more complicated this year because we're introducing more concepts at once if you're a brand new player. But this should be good, I think. Let's see, we'll put down a creature right away. This will give us the opportunity, because we've introduced some concepts earlier, maybe we won't have to go the entire month doing individual Evergreen terms. And we'll have room for more stuff. Let's see. You get to scry or draw. Okay. Let's go ahead and just attack. We have Vigilance, so we get to attack and defend with these guys. They're not going to take the bait, so we're going to foretell. Now we need an extra mana because of this guy for all non-creature spells. They get to scry. And because they had 2 creatures entered, they got to scry and draw. Not cool, man! We're going to attack anyway. They're going to take it. And what are we going to do? We're going to try and match them. First strike. We have enough mana to countermand the wizard if they want to sacrifice the wizard. They're willing to sacrifice the wizard, but we can pay for that. So they die to the first strike and still take damage. We're kind of ahead of the game and we don't have to use our Doomscar. What do they want? Another plains, or probably another forest. Okay, they can put a counter, gain 2 life, or create a tapped creature deck. Okay. Hang on a second. Do they have a second one? No, okay. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, another rumor gatherer. Nope. We're keeping pace with the threats. So they get to scry twice if they don't like their first card. Throw it to the bottom, because they got plenty of land, right? So they don't need land. So they're fishing for something. There's their second spell. Lots of cheap spells, right? You get to draw 2. Nice. Oh, hello. So they get to draw their second one, but they also get to continue to scry. Interesting. Very interesting. I can see why they'd want to keep all those. Okay, let's see if this gets through or not. It doesn't really matter. They took the damage. Sweet. These 5 creatures. Thank you. Create 2. Now, you know what? We're just going to kill you now. And put out our big gun. Lifelink. First strike. Kills them all. And I get 6 life. And I keep my mana dry, so I can use Beaming Defiance to save him, or Siegfried to take out a haste attacker. You can tell by what's in our graveyard. He's got me outpaced on lands. Let me just get rid of you now. If you've got a defensive trick, I want to know about it now. Oh. He's getting desperate. Life that we just don't need first strike. I'm a little vulnerable right now. 5 cards! And he gets to create a blocker. Another Clarion Spirit. Did we get rid of one of those or 2 of those? We got rid of 2 of those, so that's his 3rd one already. Let's just do first strike. He wants to keep the Clarion Spirit because he thinks he can do 2 spells and get another 1/1 out. And he is not getting what he wants. He likes the next card. Will he have to chump block? Does he think he has enough time? Let's find out. Ta-da! First strike worked. Key to us winning the entire way through. Okay, this is the final way we ended up with the deck. I did take out a few of the instants, right, and we replaced them with things that, like a Braid that did damage, and Demon Bolt that did damage, so we have a little bit more interaction with the opponent. And so I think that still keeps the overall feel and theme of the deck. There might be, you know, maybe there's one too many Lunar Frenzies in the deck. You could probably get away with cutting out one more instant and either having more interactivity or adding another creature. So, you know, I leave it up to you to experiment and see how it goes. Just sort of wanted to revisit the idea of first strike, but not just the idea of first strike by itself, but to go ahead and combine it with some of the other traits like Indestructible and Trample and see how well that goes. So we might still do, you know, like a deck that focuses on Indestructible in the current meta, but we won't necessarily have to just because we used it in concert here. And that's kind of the difference between last year and this year. What I'm doing is I'm not afraid to cover multiple Evergreen terms in the same deck and trust that everybody will be able to keep up if they're new. So with that, remember, like and subscribe. Catch us next time for another new deck. There's always a new deck around the corner here at Tpull's Corner. Thanks. Have a good one.